Good evening, everybody. This is Live Challenge Day 19. I'm just about 2/3 of the way done. So tonight's topic, we're still on the main topic of forgiveness, but tonight I wanted to talk about ignorance. And, the saying, ignorance is bliss. There's also some commentary from our old guys, Aristotle and Plato, that knowledge is virtue and ignorance is vice. And I was thinking about that. When I get ready to post, I think kind of all day about, hi there, all day about what I'm going to say. And, it is, I get ignorance is bliss, because it is a lot easier to not have all the information and to be, at least in your own mind, very smart and knowledgeable about all the things that you think you should be. And, we obviously could talk about, all the things in the world that are going on right now and the ignorance that is around, alive and well, all around us. But I don't want to talk about, politics or anything like that on these lives. I would rather talk about how I came to forgive myself for remaining ignorant for years around a lot of things. And how that showed up for me wasn't just, I don't know anything, or I was too quiet about the things that I did know. How it showed up for me was kind of being afraid to put myself out there, being afraid to learn when I needed to learn, being afraid to stretch, because all of those things were very scary. And so in those situations, ignorance can be bliss, because what you don't know won't hurt you, and you can remain sort of unaware of what's happening around you, and you can go about your life. But for me, there were a lot of things that I just didn't know, and I didn't take the time to know. And for a long time, it was not okay for me to say I didn't know. We were all learning as we went along, and especially in positions like I had been in over the last 20, 30 years, there were certainly situations or times when I could easily have said, I don't know. But that felt very uncomfortable coming out of my mouth. So instead, I just either nodded my head. I didn't disagree with people, even if I did know the answer, and it was a disagree. I would be disagreeing to the person that I was talking to, or the whole group I was talking to. I just pretty much would keep my mouth shut, because that was another way of our topic yesterday, which was cowardice. That's another way of just sort of hiding out and not being brave with what I knew to be the truth, at least in my own head. So ignorance is an interesting topic, and I told you that we've been working over the last several days on the main topic of forgiveness. We're about done. I did have a list of about 10 things that I really needed work on, and I needed some sort of attribute around what was I going to do to let go of these things. And so at the end, I told you that I would be performing the ritual that I performed to let go of and forgive myself and let go of all of the stuff that had been kind of harboring in my brain over the years, and those kind of voices that continue to tell me that I wasn't good enough, that I should be embarrassed, that I was a failure, that I had no right, all those things that are pretty routine for people, especially women, to think about when they're caregiving and they are working and they're taking care of their home and they are doing a lot of things all at once. And I know that I can get a bad rap for talking too much about women, but it's kind of what I know, since that's what I am. But I know men are in these situations too. It's just that my expertise over these years has been to coach women and to be with young women and to watch them sort of struggle with the same things that I've been struggling with. So I don't mean to discount the men that are on. Joe, I see you on. Welcome. Thank you for being on. And so there are certainly plenty of amazing male nurses out there and male healthcare providers that I have worked with and trained and continue to be friends with. So this is just really about my situation and kind of my own thoughts about ignorance and how it shows up for me. So what I want all of you to think about as we close out tonight is, what are those things that you choose to remain ignorant about? What are those things that have prevented you from gaining the knowledge that you need to move forward? Is it really around fear? I have found that so many things are just at their base centered around fear. So just think about what causes that for you, and whether or not there are some situations where you could spend some time being more knowledgeable about. The other place that I think it shows up, ignorance shows up, is in our assumption that we don't need to know about other people that are walking this earth with us, and that we don't need to understand from their perspective or their point of view how they come about living their lives. So we tend to and can tend to be a little bit intolerant of other people. And I said I wasn't going to talk about politics, but I'll just say this. The perfect example is the president. There are all kinds of awful things being written. There are all kinds of debates, hugely strong debates. I hear a lot of sort of hatred out there in the world these days. And I just try really hard to remember that this is a democracy and we elected this president, and he is in that office. So that's about all I say about politics. It's not really the point of the video tonight. It's really around, what do you choose to remain ignorant about? And maybe you don't. Maybe you're very open-minded and you go after all kinds of information, and you are open-minded in the way that you look at other people as well. So that's my topic for tonight. I have 2 more, I believe, and on the topic of forgiveness, and then we will go through the forgiveness exercise and letting go, and what I did. All right, everybody, this is the end of day 19 challenge, and great to see so many people on tonight. I look forward to seeing you again.